is Stacy from Let's Cook Y'all. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. We're really glad you're here. We hope you like what you'll see, and if you hadn't hit that red subscribe button yet, we hope you will. For those of you that have been here before, this is our weekly vlog. We call it Around the House. It's just a little bit of this and a little bit of that, things that we've had going on, projects, hauls, woodworking or DIYs that my husband's been doing, things I do in the kitchen. Every once in a while we actually get out of the house and go somewhere, so you never know what you'll find in one of these. We hope that you find something interesting and that you enjoy the video this week.
We were watching Hawaii Five-0 last night, and on that episode of Hawaii Five-0,
That immediately makes you think about it.
they had these pancakes. There were 3 pancakes. They were really thick, and I told Stacy, in the morning, I want pancakes. Of course, Stacy did not remember that, because I don't know that Stacy got the same thing out of that episode as I did, but
Stacy's sleepy in the morning.
anyway, I have somehow convinced her to help me make pancakes, and today we're going to make Tim pancakes. And I'm sure Stacy will probably want to sample my pancakes.
Nope, Stacy's having oatmeal.
We're going to go with the first line, if you can see it, which is 4 to 6 4-inch pancakes. And we're going to mix that with 1 cup of this buttermilk protein flapjack and waffle mix, 2/3 cup of water, and see how that turns out.
It's pancake mix. It's mix of water.
Well, they've been around since 1932.
It's the easiest thing.
These should be really good pancakes.
However, I don't cook well in the first thing in the morning.
Let's see how this works. This is my lovely assistant
Your sous chef?
doing pancakes, or cooking pancakes.
We hope.
I've always thought that when bubbles come up in the middle, it's when it's time to flip them.
No, but it's not, I can tell. It's still ooey and gooey. I'm gonna have a few more bubbles.
Do you do that flip where you grab the handle
No.
and flip? You don't do that?
No, I don't flip anything like that.
Okay. And that is 2 good looking pancakes. And those are Tim's pancakes. You can see by the T. Yes, I do put my name on my food.
Tim's breakfast is served, but I'm going to put a poll up in the top. Do you eat your pancakes and waffles in one piece? Or do you go ahead and chop them up into little bites? Tim always makes fun of me because I like my salad chopped small, but I eat my pancakes and waffles in one piece and fork off a piece at a time. He chops his up and makes a big pile of little pieces of pancake and waffle. So vote in the poll. I got you. Vote in the poll. Y'all, it is so easy to cut up a fresh pineapple. I've showed this before, but it bears repeating. You don't need any special equipment. You just need a couple of minutes and a really sharp knife, a good surface. Put the pineapple down, cut off the top and the bottom, and then take your knife and go down each side to cut away that hard outer shell. Go through and get all of these little brown eyes off, and then you cut it down the middle, and you'll see that hard core that's in the center. I cut it again and then cut on an angle the same way I cut my apples to get that core out, and then it's a simple matter to slice up each piece into a spear or a chunk or however you want your pineapple to be. It just takes a couple minutes of time, and it's so much cheaper to buy a whole one and cut it yourself than to buy them already processed at the grocery store. I am making some brownies. They all go in one bowl. I take the saucepan that I melt the butter in on the stovetop, and then add the usual suspects: eggs, cocoa, flour, sugar, vanilla, salt. And this is before, these are fudgy, not cakey brownies. This is before I add 2 cups of semi-sweet chips. I'm gonna make some brownies. I know most people make brownies using a box. I promise these are almost as easy. If you've got the ingredients on hand, it probably takes about 2 minutes longer because you have to incorporate the eggs one at a time, but otherwise it's just as easy as it can be. This is probably the best brownie recipe I've ever tasted and ever made, and it's the only one I make anymore. So today we're making, from the pantry, some brownies. I showed y'all in a previous Around the House video, I tried the box that Tim built me with fruit, with different kinds of flowers, sunflowers, and I went and got some of these lavender flowers. I think this is my favorite because I put lights in it, so it looks like this at night, and I love it. And I moved it to the dining room table from the kitchen table. I think I'm not gonna decorate it for Valentine's Day. I may just leave it like this for a little while. Next up in the kitchen, I'm gonna mix up some homemade pizza sauce. I have made this particular recipe for several years. I think it originally came from All Recipes. I've modified a couple things to suit our taste. It's a great pantry dish in that I always have tomato sauce and tomato paste and seasonings on hand, so I can always take 3 or 4 minutes and mix up pizza sauce. For the 2 of us, this makes enough for 2 pizzas, so I always use half of it, throw the other half in a Ziploc bag and toss it in the freezer. It thaws great. It works good for any kind of pizzas, pizza dip, pepperoni bread, dipping sauce, or what we're gonna use it for this week, which is tortilla pizzas. So the recipe has already been shared on our blog, and I will leave a link in the show more or description box below. It's a great little recipe to have in your back pocket using tomato sauce, tomato paste, basil, oregano, Italian, garlic, onion, paprika, and a dash of salt and a pinch of sugar. I mixed up the pizza sauce and I realized I've been working on my spice jars, and I bought 2 more at Big Lots I showed you in the last Around the House video. I've just realized my paprika needs to be swapped over. I'm also using labels that came from Amazon. They were a Christmas present I asked for and I received. Thank you, Susie. The brand is Spice Lux, and there's a lot of labels. There's 312 printed and 24 that are blank, including a whole lot of things that I have never ever heard of, and some I can't pronounce, such as asafoetida. Don't know how to pronounce that one. I've never heard of a Sunny Paris seasoning. I've never heard of tabil. Not really familiar with korma. It might be Indian. Katsuo. Nor do I know malab. I'm probably mispronouncing every last single one of these. Mitsuba. To me, Nigella is Lawson, who's a British chef. But the one I'm looking for is paprika, so I'm gonna switch. Oh, and I even have nutritional yeast. Look at that. Not that I'll put it in a little shaker, but I do use nutritional yeast. I'm looking for paprika and gonna fix up one of my 2 little spice jars. I might have to run back to Big Lots and get some more. I'll leave a link to these labels if you're interested in them. I'll leave a link to them in the description box below. Quick question, do you say paprika or paprika? Hungarian paprika or Hungarian paprika? Back troubles. Look at him getting up real fast on the camera when I get the camera out. Tim's had a bad back all day, all week. Tim's had a bad back all week. We have almost nothing in the way of Valentine's decorations. I have these 2 little shiny red hearts. I think I ordered them from Oriental Trading Company several years ago. And this red welcome by our front door. I have no recollection of where this sign came from. I looked on the back and there's no tag. So I also have one sign from the Dollar Tree that came from there this year by the garage door, and a little heart that I showed in a previous Around the House video that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And that is it. That's the extent of our Valentine's decorations. So leave me a comment if you have more or less than this. What are you doing? Is there a reason I come home from Bible study and found these? We had an agreement.
I'm a bad man.
You are a bad man, going and buying me roses, expensive roses on Valentine's Day. And chocolate. Making me look bad. I didn't get you anything.
I have you every day, so you.
I have you every day.
Yeah, but
and you bought. Now I have roses.
Take a little extra to keep you.
No. So Tim got me flowers for Valentine's Day, and I went and got him pre-emerge grass stopper to put out in the yard. Isn't that exciting? Guess who got the better end of this deal? Have a wonderful and blessed day. See you in the next video.